Hello and welcome to the training video series for Sound POS. My name is Cesar Rivas and I'm the National Sales Executive for Sound POS. In this video, we'll be going over how to set up a new merchant on our web portal, Seamless Commerce. And so we'll get started on the reseller web portal. Just bring that up here. I'm going to go ahead and log in. We're going to be using a wizard. There's actually a store wizard here, and we're going to be setting up the basics. So this is my demo reseller account. We want to go to stores here on the left hand side, and we want to go just choose add new store. Okay, add new. So we're going to go ahead and input whatever the merchant's name is. For today, we're going to just set up a store called Test Store Video. Okay. And the system will generate a unique ID here automatically. It will choose that I'm going to be the reseller. There's no parent store. Actually, that's a feature that's not applicable right now. And you have to select your roles. You want to go ahead and select both the POS admin and the store admin. You want to make sure you have both of these so that you have somebody who can log into your online, but somebody who can also log into your actual POS. All right. For user email, we have to make up a new email. The system doesn't usually accept if there's an existing email on this demo version. So I'm just going to go ahead and do Caesar.r99 at soundpayments.com. Okay, and just create any user password here. Usually do welcome one so that the reseller will actually receive that as a password. You're able to do that. And when you're creating the store, obviously, this user email is important because this is the user email is going to be the person who's going to receive all the credentials to be able to log into the actual online store. Okay. Like I said, I already have the first and last name. I'm using my own. Okay. All right. Company name can be the same thing or can be different. So you're using a DBA. All right. It's not important to actually input this information, but you can if you want to. Your local time, days of the week that you're open, select the country and all that stuff. Again, the system doesn't require you to do that, but you can do that in order for you to have all the information listed on here. All right, for in this case, I'm not going to fill that out. I'll go ahead and save and close. And it's actually going to bring up the wizard. All right, so this would actually email the store owner the credentials to be able to log in and the link for the actual store. Okay, I'll say yes. Go ahead and send the email. Okay. Okay. Oh, right. Well, it's a made-up store, but it automatically will bring up the store setup wizard. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to store settings. Okay, in here, you want to set up again. You as a reseller, you get to choose whether the merchant is going to receive cash discount or are they going to do an upcharge for credit card usage. Remember, the upcharge limits you to 3%. Cash discount doesn't really create any limit. All right, you can create whatever discount you want. Okay, and we'll go into detail as far as setting up cash discount later on. So we'll set that up. Okay, payment settings, if they're going to accept EBT and check, you can go ahead and assign that. If they're going to be using a loyalty program, you can set up your ratio of points generated by a purchase versus points required for a purchase. If you're going to be using any tobacco rebates, this is where you set up the vendor. And if it is a store that has any age restricted products, this is where you can set up a global age for the store. These can be modified and at the individual product level anyway. You can have products with different age restriction. All right, so once you set this up, we're going to go ahead and set up 500, sorry, 0.5. Okay, that would be 5%. All right, we're going to save and close. It's going to automatically take me to the kind of like the next area, so to speak. All right, so we're going to go to payment methods. Okay. All right. And here we're going to go ahead and activate whatever payment methods we're going to be using. You can lower this. You can collapse it for a minute. If you're going to be using EBT, you kind of go in here, you activate it. Okay. Whichever ones you're going to be using, you want to go ahead and activate it. Okay. So if you're going to be using, you can give account credit. If you're going to be using local gift cards, if you're going to be using checks, you can go ahead and go in here, activate checks. Okay. Right. Debit or credit. Go ahead and activate credit. Okay. Once you've chosen whatever payment methods you want to use, okay, you've already got those active. Now you go to add device. Now, if the device has already been added, you can go in here, okay, and add the actual device. You would need the serial number for the device. And it's going to provide you with the keys and so forth. But we're not going to go into that right now. We'll do another video for that. All right. Once you're done with that, you can actually add the store logo. Very easy to do. Click on here, add new. I don't have an actual logo that I created for this, but I've got multiple logos that I've got. Here we go. Sales, we got demos, and then we got some store files here. And we can do, see, I think I've got a logo for this one here. No, let me get a logo here. The Fresh Bakery, I've got a logo here. All right, so we'll do a color logo. Okay, and we'll save and close. Oh, sorry. That's store video. There you go. So we'll save and close that. Okay, and we'll mark it as a logo. Okay. All right, now we'll go to the receipt. Here we got multiple options as far as setting up the receipt. You can put a header. Okay. Something like welcome. Set what you want it to be aligned middle of the page, left, right. You can put a footer on here. Say thank you. Right. Well, okay. You can upload a logo. Now, I recommend, of course, for the receipt, maybe using a black and white logo. And I do have one for the bakery. Okay. You can choose whether you want a barcode to print, whether you want a tip line to print. You want to make sure that you set it up so that if you are going to have a tip line on the paper receipt, then you don't have a tip on the actual customer facing payment screen, right? Whether you want to send an email, be able to send an email or not. And then how many copies you want, the font size, spacing, and all that good stuff, right? And if you have created a template as well. Okay, so once you've got that saved, set up, you save it and close it. Okay, and now you can go to the store taxes. Now, the way to set up the taxes is that you got individual tax rates. So you want to go in for each one of the individual tax rates. So let's say you've got, your local tax rate, and that could be at 2%. Okay, want to update that. Then you've got maybe your state. You can label that whatever you like. State, and then maybe that's at 1.5%. Okay, let me update that one, and I'll collapse this one. And then maybe you've got your federal sales tax rate. Okay, and maybe that one's at 3%. Okay, and you update that one. So all these together would be your actual tax rates, and you can add more if you want. Okay, so you save those automatically. Now you go to tax categories, and this is where you got to combine your different tax rates. So you would have all your tax rates listed here. Let me collapse this here. Okay, and you can make this the default. tax. And you can choose, the order. You can change the order. You can choose whether to tax on the previous tax amount or not, and you save and close. And you can have multiple tax categories. Okay. All right. Up next, we're going to go to the product categories. Now, we're not going to create categories for the products or even the actual products themselves. Okay. Modifiers. It's going to be at another video. I'll show you how to actually upload the products. Okay. You can upload products manually if you like. And then, of course, you have your roles. Now, the system automatically will have the two roles, all right? So you can actually add more if you like on here. And we'll have another video where we show you different roles with different restrictions and access to different functions, all right? Same thing with the POS users. When we created a store, we chose to have an administrator. So you can add more users if you'd like, so they have their own login. Okay, and then you pretty much finish. And you're set. Okay. If I go to my stores here, now I'm going to be able to find that store, which is the test. I'll look for here. Tests. I've got a couple of test ones, but gee. And then I can log into that store. Okay, me as the reseller, or of course, the actual store owner, and I'd be able to start working here. So that pretty much is what it looks like to create a store in the system.